it working? Okay, I think it's filming. Alright, so I have not done a video blog in a very long time, and I'm doing one again tonight because I just wanted to film my post-Rogue One reactions video. So just so you guys know, if you have not seen Rogue One yet, I cannot promise, no, in fact, this is going to be a complete spoiler. Do not watch this until you've seen Rogue One. Again, do not watch this until you've seen Rogue One. So, okay, this was my Rogue One experience. First of all, I would just like to talk for a second about men and how they view women in Star Wars. Because this is something that I feel like people are like, oh, you know, Rey is one of the main characters in Star Wars, so, like, whatever, like, women can have it too now. But I just want to talk about that for a second. I want to talk about, like, a brief history with Star Wars. So, like, you guys know, like, Padme is a goddess because she's Natalie Portman, but she kind of, like, she just played, like, the love interest with the sultry voice. And so, like, that was kind of Padme, and, like, yeah, the prequels were cool, and, like, yeah, Leia's cool, but, like, you never see anybody, like, fight some shit. I feel like, where's my lightsaber? I don't even know where my lightsaber is. I don't know. I have multiple lightsabers, and I have, Generoso's gun. So, anyway, part of, like, what really got me into Star Wars recently is I've always been super big into fan theories and just, like, researching the shit out of stuff. It's why I really loved Harry Potter growing up, because it was like something that was ongoing and moving, and I feel like Star Wars I loved, but I never really could get into because it was like, you know, we knew Anakin. Oh, that light is really annoying. Can you hear that? I don't know. But it was like, oh, it's a terrible noise. I feel like it's going to go out in a second. If it does, then bye. I guess I'll be in darkness. Anyway, so I feel like the prequels weren't as interesting because you knew Anakin was going to go bad. You kind of knew, like, who was going to live, who was going to die. Pretty much everybody except for Yoda and Obi-Wan. So you got that. You just kind of had to piece it together. There weren't really, like, fan theories on the internet or anything. And also, I just wasn't super into it. I mean, it's a lot about government. It's a lot about knowing about politics. And it's things that I really had to kind of grow into in a way. So when The Force Awakens came out, I got super into it. It was like the perfect, you know, the point in my life that I got into The Force Awakens was exactly the point that I needed something new to obsess over. It was the point in my life where, like, I was coming to terms with the fact that it's really okay to be a nerd about things. I kind of would always judge people. I remember I used to be like, ugh, like, who dresses up and goes to Comic-Con? Ew, gross, who does that? And then I went to my first Comic-Con with Hannah, and I was kind of like, oh, super judgy about it, but oh my god, it was incredible. It also, oh my gosh, I have to cough. I promise I'm 100% sober, by the way. Oh, I got a Facebook message. Gabby. Okay. Anyway, so, like, it just came about to me in the perfect time when I was, like, ready to accept my dirtdom. Also, like, I work in the industry, so, like, being able to work in entertainment is kind of a good excuse. Like, well, the reason why I know so much about this is because I write Batman books. Callous Manor. Buy my books on Amazon. Anyway, so Force Awakens came out, and, like, something that I thought was really cool, and I can write a longer blog post about this later, but diversity is really interesting to me. So the fact remains that, like, up until Natalie Portman, we kind of didn't have a female character who was badass and who, like, I mean, not even Natalie Portman. We just didn't have a female character in Star Wars who was badass. So anytime you saw a character, you would just be like, oh, whatever, like, they're doing something. Anyway, so then we get Rey, and I think what's so cool about Rey is that people really expected Finn and John Boyega's character to kind of, like, be the main character of The Force Awakens, but we were surprised by Rey. And also, I just totally fell in love with Daisy Ridley. I just think she has the most amazing personality. About the time that I was getting into Star Wars and getting into The Force Awakens was the time that I started discovering makeup and how much fun makeup is. And so I was doing a lot of research on, like, what kind of makeup looked best on my face, like, how to contour and everything. And while I was doing that, I looked, like, I had a lot of problems with my eyes, and I was like, why do my eyes, like, not have eyelids? Why doesn't eyeshadow ever show up? And it's something called hooded eyes, and then I found out Daisy Ridley has hooded eyes, and it was really cool because something that was untraditionally unattractive, which is hooded eyes, like, the main star of this movie has it, and so I was kind of like, oh, I'm Daisy, and then I became, you know, everybody knows that inside joke. Anyway, So things have kind of calmed down in that universe, but Rogue One just came out today, and I was really excited from Rogue One. Actually, a date that I went on told me I looked like Felicity Jones. I was very happy. And someone at the theater actually stopped me and was like, "Oh, you really look like that girl in that movie." And I was like, "Thanks, that's really cool of you." I think it's like my profile. There we go. But like once you see my actual face, it's not really. Anyway, and I also do a cosplay Jenner so, but I don't really look like her. I think as I was watching the film, because before we just had stills, but as I was watching the film, I think I can understand. Oh my gosh, it's been almost 6 minutes. Okay, so Rogue One thoughts, really incredible. It's absolutely like, this is not a film for the masses. This is a film for like the straight up nerds who know the planets, who like want to see Vader in action. It's like a really incredible film, but it's definitely like a dark film, like people don't survive. It's not a safe film. You never know when people are going to go or droids are going to go. I didn't get as attached to the characters, I feel like, as I would have gotten attached. I feel like I was a lot more attached, for example, in The Force Awakens. Like, I feel like I really care about Rey and Finn and Kylo and Poe, and I care about all of them so much. Here, I didn't, Jyn was cool. I definitely got her thing with her dad. I think I cared about her dad more than I cared about anybody else in terms of character. Also, Diego Luna's character, just because. But, aside from that, I really liked Chirrut. I thought he was one of the greatest characters in it. I thought, like, his addition and, like, the fact that he had. It was a different way of approaching the Force, which I thought was really cool. I thought it was really. I have to go back and read Catalyst. I didn't read Catalyst before this. I have it, though. It's by James Luceno. It's sitting at my desk. I think what's really cool is, like, we've seen the Jedi before and how they use the Force, and we've seen the Sith and how they use the Force. But Chirrut's interesting because he obviously is such a Force conduit, but he doesn't really understand, like, it's a very different, not he doesn't understand, it's a very different way that he channels it, and it's more like a prayer kind of religion, which I think is really cool. It goes off that A New Hope line, no one else believes in an ancient religion. The kind of the freakiest thing about Rogue One were Tarkin and Leia. So I knew about Tarkin and Leia beforehand because I go on our Star Wars leaks because I hate myself and I want to ruin the movies for myself. It's not actually ruining the movie for myself, though, because as I said before, when I get into movies and things like that, I enjoy, like, coming home and being like, oh, there's a new leak today. Like, it just kind of spreads it out a bit more because I still enjoy the film and it's still like, oh, I'm experiencing this for the first time. So anyway, I was like, Reddit was like, oh, like, it looks really bad. Tarkin sometimes looks weird. I thought Tarkin was fucking perfect. And Leia was incredible, and it was just like, oh my god, like, filmmaking can do this now. And it's kind of terrifying. Like, if they can just CGI somebody, why would they ever hire, like, they can just put anybody to do anything. And I think that's kind of terrifying. And the fact that we can't trust anything happening anymore, like, who's to say our new government president, overlord, whatever thing, is not going to, like, CGI someone's face on somebody else and make them say something, and then you'll see it happening, and then everyone will believe it, and, like, oh man, this is kind of a scary road where we're going, but it was really cool in Rogue One, but also, like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. Whoa, where are we going with this? And I think that's, like, so there were, like, a couple of really cool parts, and I'm just going to try to get to it really fast because I want to make this under 10 minutes, and it's almost 9 minutes long. But I think the main part about, so, like, they had to, obviously this is a Star Wars story, there are no transitions, like shape cool transition things. There wasn't an opening crawl, like, which we knew Kathleen Kennedy had said months and months in advance. But I think what's really, really cool about this is that it shows that there had to have been somebody on the inside to take down the Death Star. And I think the purpose, there was a reason why they went through a ton of reshoots before Rogue One. I think there was a reason why they went through the reshoots. I think there was a reason why they really wanted to push this into December. Because, it's Disney. They really, yes, they needed it for the budget, but why does Lucasfilm exactly need to push this movie out before Episode 8? It was for a reason. So my personal theory is that Episode 8, there's somebody on the inside working for them. There's somebody on the inside. It's gotta be Kylo Ren. I do not believe Kylo Ren is evil at all, and I can go into detail. In fact, I'm going to go into detail. This is going to be over 10 minutes. If you want to go out now, go ahead. But I think Kylo Ren is good. Oh my gosh, did I say he was evil? He's not evil. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm very blessed of this movie. Anyway, I think Kylo Ren is good. And the reason why I think that, don't go away. The reason why I think that is because I think that's a new twist in this series. So I don't think it's a twist at all that Leia is Luke's, oh my gosh, that, I'm going to say Daisy, that Rey is Luke's daughter. I don't think that's a surprise. I don't think you're supposed to be surprised by it. I think people are going to be upset when and if they find out, because they're going to be like, that was so obvious, oh my god. But that's not the surprise. The surprise is that Kylo is actually good, because when you rewatch what he says to Han Solo, he says he knows he has the strength to do something, but he knows he has to do something, but he doesn't know if he has the strength to do it, and he just like stabs him. Oh, whoops, sorry, spoiler for The Force Awakens. Hopefully you've seen it. You probably have if you've made it this far. What he means to say is he really doesn't want to kill him, but he knows that if he doesn't kill him, then Snoke is never going to believe he's on the dark side, and he knows he has to be on the dark side, or else he cannot, like, the First Order, and just, like, he has to be the one in charge of this, or else they're going to get Rey, because if they get Rey, Rey has a chance to be evil, and Rey could really fuck shit up. But he's there as the heir to the Skywalker throne instead, because he's less powerful, but he's going to kind of be the insider information and feed it. I feel like I can write a lot better about this, and I probably will be writing. It's been like a post for a really long time in my drafts. I have so many drafts. Oh my goodness. It's been a draft for a long time about why I'm going to write it. Marshmallow, stop it. Marshmallow. Hey. He's eating himself. Hold on. Stop. Okay. So it's been a draft in a really long time, and I'm gonna like actually come out and write it. But I think that was the whole point of Rogue One, and why they released it now, to be like, you had to have somebody on the inside. Also, like, it's so cool, because like, we're just at a time right now where we're like, we're probably gonna have to stage a rebellion. And like, we're like, not stage a rebellion, but like, something's gonna happen. We gotta do something. Like, we're terrified of our government overlords. And what's also really cool is that like, they showed some of the problems with the rebellion, and the fact that Rogue One had to be like Rogue from the rebellion, which I thought was really, really cool. And it's kind of like, if you like look at it in the government, like the Democrats are like on the good side, but like then you have like the like Bernie Sanders people who are like, oh, like we gotta do something else, and we're also good, but like you guys are afraid to do this because you're like in your like thing, and we gotta do this. And like, it's not like I'm a big Bernie fan, because I'm really not, but it's just like so cool. I have a lot of opinions. I really am not speaking about these correctly. I'm just, like, very excited. It was a super cool war movie. It was, like, oh my gosh, that Vader scene, I can't even talk about how cool. It was spoiled for me beforehand, let me just say. But, like, it was so cool to finally watch him in action. Also, the fact that his castle is on Mustafar, that's awesome. And we saw a little bit of Coruscant, which was really cool. I really hope we get to see... I think we gotta see Mustafar again. I don't know about you guys. But I think Coruscant would also... I mean, Coruscant's probably destroyed at this point. But it would be cool to see them. And I think it's also just, like, cool that, like... Now I can watch 4, 5, 6, 7 and be like, oh, these are all the sequels to Rogue One. I don't know. I think it's, like... I'm very terrified for the Han Solo movie, because... you can't recast Harrison Ford, and especially if they have... Unless they use this tech, which would be super weird. I hope they don't do that. But, like... I'm really excited for the next Star Wars stories. I like the direction that they're going in, and that, like, it felt very obviously not like one of the trilogies, but it still felt like it was part of the same universe. Also, it was just cool, and I'm just so happy to be at a time where we can be expanding this franchise, we can be expanding this license, and I also think it's really... I hope we get more diversity, because the problem is Daisy Ridley and Felicity Jones are white girls with brown hair, and as a cosplayer, listen, this is great for me. I love it. But it's really not great. I mean, like, oh my gosh, this should be a post too. I'm just rambling. But so, like, all my life, I basically was, like, look at characters in movies and film and TV and be like, that character looks nothing like me. I don't look anything like that character. Like, they don't show characters to look like me. It was because I was overweight. Now that I am definitely not overweight anymore, I look at characters in movies and I'm like, I'm like that one. I'm like you, Daisy. I don't look anything like Daisy, but wish I did. The hooded eyes, there we go. And the big teeth. That's it. That's really where it ends. But I'm like, I could be Daisy. And then, like, I see Jen Erso. And actually somebody stopped me in the theater and said I look like Jen Erso. I think I already said that, but so now I'm just bragging. But, where's I going with this? Right, like, the fact that I can connect to a character like that, yet there are so many people, ooh, that light's gonna go out. There are so many people of, like, different, transgender, for example. People of different races. Like, I don't understand why we keep casting white girls with brown hair. And in the Han Solo movie, Emilia Clarke was cast, and that's just, like... Like, I love Emilia Clarke, don't get me wrong, she's beautiful, she's wonderful, but, like, get real, get with the picture, it's great that we cast Lupita Nyong'o, but, like, can we get her not as Maz Kanata? Can we get her as, like, a black woman in a movie so that way we get black kids, black women, black girls excited about being able to be in Star Wars. It's cool. People don't think diversity is that important if they're a white male because they see themselves everywhere. Or if they're a white passing male, because that's even more important, because the white passing males are the ones that are like, oh, I'm Hispanic and I feel fine. But it's like, no, you don't understand what it's like to never see people like you. Going off that, I think we should have more people who are of different sizes in films. And like, obviously Daisy Ridley and Felicity Jones are not the same size. Daisy Ridley is a lot more athletic. Felicity Jones is a lot more curvy. But we do need body diversity. We need regular diversity. It's just so important for so many people. And yeah, I mean, I think Rogue One is a really incredible addition to the Star Wars universe, and I went to see it alone, which was really cool. And kind of terrifying, because so I had originally bought 2 tickets, and then nobody wanted to come with me because y'all suck. Fuck you guys. Also because, like, for some reason everybody had a holiday party today, and I had a holiday party too, don't get me wrong, but it was like at 12:30 because that's how my job works, and I don't understand. So I drank my wine early in the day, maybe that's why. Oh gosh. Anyway, so that was 16 minutes. Hope you guys liked staring at my face for 16 minutes. And action. How do I stop it? I never know how to stop it.